Hey class, I'm Brittany, and today I'm going to talk to you a little about audiobooks in education. So, to get started, what are audiobooks? Audiobooks are basically just a CD or cassette recording of any book. Some of the positive aspects about audiobooks are that they help you to become a better reader by introducing you to new genres and vocabulary. They provide a read aloud version of a book, which can be helpful when you're doing something that requires your hands and visual attention, like when you're driving, taking a shower, cooking, anything really. They also help to increase critical listening comprehension by letting you focus on the meaning of the words rather than interpreting them off of the page. This can be extremely helpful to students with dyslexia or other learning disorders. Audiobooks also strengthen interpretive reading skills and helps recapture the essence of storytelling. Another great thing is that they are readily available at any time, so you don't have to worry if the bookstore or the library is open. Some of the negative things about audiobooks are that they're harder to refer back to. So, say there's a certain line that you really like and you want to write down or use in a paper in the future. Rather than being able to flip back and forth through the pages, you have to try and remember around what time frame you heard that line and then fast forward and rewind through the recording until you find it again. Another downside is that they can be lost easily. If you don't have them backed up on whatever device you're using and it breaks, that audiobook is gone. Another thing is they go at a set pace. So depending on your speed of learning and reading, they could be hard for you to follow along with. The fact that listening to audiobooks almost always requires you to have headphones in, they kind of have a tendency to put you in your own world and can help you make you become a little antisocial. One other downfall of audiobooks is that while you can find them easily in your public libraries, school libraries have a limited stock. They're not typically in the school budget, so it makes them fairly expensive. And as hard as it may be to believe, not everyone has access to the necessary technology for audiobooks, so it makes them a little hard in that essence too. All right. These are just some statistics I found about audiobooks to show how rapidly growing of an industry it really is. The leading genre is literature and fiction with 2.75 million copies sold, and the least sold is fantasy at 0.76 million. The audiobook industry has around 102 publishers with about 4,300 employees, and a study in 2017 shows that there have been over 46,000 audiobooks published. Between 2009 and 2017, the industry saw a 177% increase in sales, jumping from 900 million to 2.5 billion. And in 2010, the Audio Publishers Association found that 37% of the US population had listened to an audiobook at some point. With this study in 2017 and 2018, they also found that 14% of consumers were between ages 18 and 24, while 18% were female and 20% were Hispanic. Personally, I don't use audiobooks. I love having an actual book in my hand and flipping back and forth. I'm also a huge fan of highlighting and underlining quotes and dog-earing pages so I can constantly go back to them. I also find myself getting really easily distracted when I'm just sitting there listening to something. So I'm the type of person that I would have to constantly be rewinding it. I do it with TV shows even, that I'm constantly going back trying to see what I missed because I zoned out. In the future, I think I would definitely consider using them, especially when my children are a little bit older. They can be good to listen to while we're doing bath time or playtime or in the car rather than listening to the radio or having the TV drone on in the background. Anybody can really use audiobooks as long as they have a smartphone or any other smart device. You can listen to them at any time for any reason. They're really good to help bridge a conversation gap or for educational topics or even just to relax at the end of the day. As far as my classes go, I can use audiobooks in basically all of them. I think Spanish would be the most beneficial for me to use it because it would help me to learn the basics and make sure my pronunciations are tight and my dialects are good. They would also help me because I could listen to a book or a short story that I already know, and it'll help me to work on my understanding and translation. They would help me in my English class because I'd be able to listen to research or assign chapters while I'm doing something else. They're normally pretty long chapters, so this is really good for me with 3 kids running around and working. So I could listen at any time rather than carving out that chunk of time to sit down and read, which is kind of how they could also help in this class because you could listen to them at any time. I feel like they can also help us to expand our knowledge on the previous chapters. We can listen to motivational books, books about time management, financial management, just to kind of get a better understanding of the things that we've already gone over in this class. And this is just a list of the websites that I used primarily for my research. And that's all I have for you guys. So I hope you learned something new today, and thanks for listening. Bye.